Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm having some exciting news regarding one of my favorite guitar brands. Obviously Strandberg, because I'm rambling on about these guitars lately, like all the time. Here's the thing, they're changing out everything and I got these for some tests like last week. As of now, as of filming this video, they're not yet announced, so I'm quite pumped to be to have this privilege to test them. And you know, quite a lot has changed. Guys from POWR distribution, so from Walnut obviously, sent me these two guitars to 8 strings, due to the fact that I have a particular love for 8 strings and 7 strings, obviously, as you know. And then we have a new standard and original series. You know, they might be changing it up. They might completely replace the old series, but you know, from what I can tell, it's all for the good. So let's start. We have the new original and the new standard. I'm gonna show you a couple you know, shots of these guitars, a couple of sound tests, so you can see for yourself how it really looks. So both of these, right off the bat, what hasn't changed, maybe let's start with this. The scale length, in my opinion, I haven't got full specs of these, but from what I can tell by comparing them to my old 8 string, the scale length is the same, so 26.25 to 28 on the bass side, so it's like a regular thing for them. But that's about it when it comes to the things that are the same. Maybe some pieces of hardware, but not the bridge. Let's start with this one because I'm hyped. I feel like I have been listened to, like you know, if you've watched my previous videos, you might have noticed that I was you know, not really happy with the way those saddles were aligned, or something, sometimes even not really aligned, and they were scratching each other. They have replaced the bridge altogether. It kind of looks like the one that is placed on the Essential series. So right now we have a base plate. It's a better quality material, obviously, since this is like a high-end guitar. And you know, Essential being like the entry level Strandberg, it's not like, you know, it's cheap, but you know, this one is really high end. So we have a base plate right here, and everything has changed. Those screws that you might have noticed in the Korean older Strandberg models are back. So you have the obviously the action adjustment, and you can lock it by screwing a small screw right here in, and the base plate is something that I really love, and I'm glad they have changed it up, so because right now it's really hard to fuck up the alignment, and those saddles are perfectly fine. And yeah, this bridge is called EGS Arc. Arc because the body, I'm not sure if you can see that, obviously I'm gonna put some shots during the video so you will see. The body is kind of arched up right now, and it looks gorgeous. I feel like this alone makes these guitars even more kind of ergonomic. I mean, they were lightweight obviously before, but right now they feel like even more slim. And you know, I'm a sucker for this. This is like a really thin body. All those, you know, sides are really slim, really good looking. And yeah, since this is like an arched up body, kind of, right now the bridge is also like an arch. So this is a swamp ash body and a maple top, flame maple top, really gorgeous red color. I'm not really sure if it's called red, let me see that. It's Sunset Coral Burst Satin, so it's kind of a satin, so that could have changed, you know. I think like they could put some glossy finish finally. I'm not sure why they do that. It's probably cheaper because all of the guitars pretty much have this you know, satin finish. I'm quite bored with it, but that's the only con I could notice. Next thing is one more thing that hasn't changed: frets. And frets are the same, so just cast. So yeah, that's it. And fretboard. This is a roasted Birdseye Maple, and the neck is roasted maple with walnut, small pieces of walnut, and it's titanium reinforced, so it's really sturdy, and I really like it. The fretboard itself is, I mean, it's gorgeous. I was really happy with how the Essential series looked, and I'm glad they have decided to switch it up a little bit, because all of those previous guitars had either, you know, what's it called? Ridgelight, yeah, sorry, Ridgelight, or like a pure maple. So it was not bad by no means, but it's like this one looks really cool. I'm a sucker for these. And one cool thing that has changed, especially when they have new pickups. They are made by Fishman, but these are Strandberg pickups. It's like it's called powered by Fishman. So in my opinion, they have a little bit less of output, slightly. It feels like they might be leaning towards those more dynamic responsive pickups, unlike, you know, those Fishman Modern Fluence, especially the ones I have on my POWR NX7. So it's not that they are bad. I mean, they're good for what they are. I'm not really sure if I like it yet. It's something cool, and since I'm probably gonna pick one of these up, I'm really, maybe two, not sure. I'm not really sure if I know how to dial in the tone with this, since this has changed. You no longer have a coil tap on both of these knobs. The volume knob has no coil tap, so splitting the coils works via this, you know, pickup selector. So you have 5 position instead of 3 position, and you have 2 voices on the tone knob. So that's the thing that has changed. And what else? Actually, about this, not more. So let's see how the standard series looks right now, because this one got upgraded, like a lot. In my opinion, it's way better right now. Right here, you have Seymour, Duncan, Pegasus, and Sentient. So that's a cool upgrade, you know. And from what I can tell, the price tag is still the same as with the old standard series. So it's really great in my opinion, because you get actually, you know, this. Oh, by the way, and this is chambered, and this is not the chambered body. I feel like I'm rambling on like an autistic person. Probably I am, but whatever. Everybody is right now, right? No matter. Anyway, pickups. Yeah, Seymour, Duncan, Pegasus, and Sentient. So this is quite cool, and I like them way better than these ones, actually. You know, I'm kind of pissed at active pickups lately, because, you know, I constantly have to switch batteries because I'm playing a lot, and, you know, they are draining like crazy. Not yet with this one, but my other guitar is. So passive pickups were always something that I was fond of. Not that I don't have EMGs on my guitars or Fishmans and whatnot, but still, this is like a cool thing. And I wish these original series had an option to go with passive pickups, because I'm yet to see those guitars having something else than actives. I know that mostly, you know, people playing gent music and whatnot, they do like active pickups mostly, probably. But I mean, putting Fishmans on everything, it's like, you know, could we get something else? Still, those are really great. They have a bit higher output in my opinion. I'm judging by my ears right now. I actually used the same preset on my XFX for these two guitars, and I kind of felt like this one is a little bit more aggressive. And yeah, we have 5-way switch here, and the switch works a little bit differently. It's less clicky, kind of like, you know, it's a little bit harder to switch. I'm not really sure if this is like a thing that in this particular guitar, maybe it is, maybe they use different switches for original and for standard. And yeah, we don't have any coil tap here. This is a solid body basswood, and the neck is actually the same. Body is still you know, arched up, as is the original series. The bridge is the same, so that's pretty much the same thing you get. The only difference is, as I mentioned, that you have a different wood and you don't have the you know, the chambered body. But I don't feel like, you know, if you don't believe the tone wood theory, maybe it is a thing. I don't really care. I don't believe, but you know, you probably by now know that I don't care. I've mentioned in my couple of my videos that I don't really hear the difference regarding the wood, but no matter. We don't have a chambered body in here, but it's still lightweight, so I'm cool with it. one thing that is in my opinion a bit unfair to the original series is that you don't have the Birdseye Maple on this fretboard, but obviously it's a bit more expensive and kind of like more premium looking, so I understand the choice. But it's still titanium reinforced 5-piece neck, maple and walnut, and you have obviously still a stainless just cast and and maple fretboard. So that's an aesthetic thing rather than anything else. So these guitars are actually really similar. In my opinion, they kind of bumped up the level on these standard series. It's like the price tag doesn't change, but the guitar is kind of like bumped up a little bit. I actually really like it. Oh, and by the way, I haven't mentioned that in the previous model, but the cavity changed completely. So every single guitar right now, both original and standard series, have this kind of cavity. So if you got used to the fact that you could replace the battery without unscrewing those, screws from the cavity, right now you can't. So that's kind of a dumb idea, in my opinion. They could still stick with this, the separate cavity for the battery, but but maybe stupid is too harsh words. I understand this. They probably cut it on a CNC or something, and they like have one template and they go with it. They just put a piece of wood and it starts drilling holes, and they don't have anything like they didn't have to do anything about those machines cutting up these bodies. I can live with that. Regarding those upgrades that these guitars got, it's like crazy to complain about that. That's really like a small thing. Since these guitars are really like they really pushed it further. I feel like this is the next thing. I felt like the body is here to stay. Like the previous one, the flat top, almost flat top. Obviously, it had a little bit of recess for your arm to hold it like that, but. Right now, due to the fact that it's arched up, it's even more ergonomic. It's like they surprised me a lot, and I'm really hyped about these guitars. They are really crazy. One thing that has changed as well, not regarding the guitars right now, but regarding the gig bags. Right now, you will end up having this kind of gig bag with every single guitar that you purchase. At least, if I'm to judge by these ones. So the Venture, I'm not really sure if this is the Venture gig bag. I'm gonna put some info in the description if that's really important. But right now, this is the gig bag you get with both original and standard series. And this one was the lower tier gig bag previously. Like that one you got only with the standard series. So when you purchased the original series, you had this one, the premium gig bag with the raincoat. But it had no separate, pocket for some stuff outside. You actually had the 2 pockets, but they were like inside the gig bag itself. So that was like kind of a hassle to grab anything if you didn't want to pull your guitar out of the bag. So in my opinion, it's both a convenience and kind of an inconvenience, since if you purchase premium, you expect to have something that nobody else does. If you're picky like me, but right now I don't really care. Both of these are so great that I have a hard time picking which I like better. Since if I had to pick right now, I probably would go with both. Since like the standard has those great pickups that I am hype about them. Since I like passives, but on the other hand, like check the freaking wood on this one. It's like, and the finish, it's gorgeous. And you will have more finishes. Actually, there's also a satin black coming with the burst, like the burst like with this one, but and the body is obviously still. I've seen that one, and and you will have like 6, 7, and 8 string versions. So all of these will be available in these colors, and probably more are coming soon. So there will be some choices. And I guess that's about it, actually. I'm gonna end this one here and leave you with some, shots of these guitars and some sound tests for you to judge how do you like them. Not that you'll probably hear that this is a Strandberg guitar, so it will be modern sounding, or really something appealing to metal guitar players. Obviously, it has 8 strings, so duh, yeah. Anyways. Not to ramble on, There will be a separate review in Polish, but obviously with English subtitles on the Wiretunes channel. Sorry. So please check it out. Please check the Wiretunes site. I'm yet to film this review with them, but we are scheduled to do that soon. And since this review will cover some more details, probably more string variations, like 7 and 6 string variations of these guitars. So check them out. And by the way, you can also use the ref link I'm leaving in the description box, so you can purchase some goodies. So you can purchase yourself some neural DSP stuff. So you can purchase these guitars actually with a discount, and you can help out my channel. And yeah, sorry for being lazy. I'm quite worked up lately with some stuff, and as I probably mentioned in one of my previous videos, I'm leaving for Japan in a couple of days. So maybe I'm gonna film some guitar related content out there yet, if I'm gonna survive the flight. I actually hate the perspective of flying, but yeah, not ramble on. Thanks for sticking with me on this channel. Thanks for checking it out. Please, if you like this content, obviously yada yada, subscribe and whatnot. I really appreciate you all. And yeah, and stay tuned for more stuff. Cheers.